Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world that are real mothers, that are taking care of their children, that are making sure that their children got the man in their life as well. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers, even the ones that got men that don't want to be in the life, and they the mother and the father. We love you. We really do. Shout out to my mama, Miss Brenda Kemp, 75 years old. Wonderful mother. Shout out to my sister, Demita, my sister Deanna, my sister Delane. Wonderful mothers. Shout out to my cousin Kelly, who, along with my sister Delane, lost a son this year. They were wonderful mothers and they didn't lose their kids to no gang violence. So I appreciate everybody for being here today. I appreciate it. I made it a point to, on Mother's Day, to fully rebrand the look of my channel. I hope y'all like what y'all see. I hope y'all like when y'all get in here. I hope y'all share and subscribe when you get in here. I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody. Shout out to my man Muse Black. He in the building. Shout out to my girl Diane Lett that is in the building. I do appreciate you all for coming, and we are going to get it in like we always do on Provoked Thoughts. It just look a little different, but it sounds about the same. So, Diddy's trial officially starts this week. Jury has been seated and selected, and it seems as if that Diddy is on his way to a RICO case. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with this. As you know, I am a staunch R. Kelly supporter. I believe that one man is not an enterprise. And I also believe that Diddy is not a one-man enterprise. So, being that said, being that done, I feel like that we got some more kangaroo court going on. We got some possible fake accusers popping off. You know, not to say that Diddy didn't do anything, because we don't place that on anybody that they didn't do anything. But I do have a funny feeling that this is something that is not on the level. It's just not on the level to me. I don't understand how you can charge one man with a RICO. I know we saw the Cassie tape and that was deplorable. He shouldn't have did that. You're a woman beater. You should be in jail for that, for sure. But I can't place myself in a position to where I can say, oh my goodness, everybody went to these parties and they knew what's up and they came and they went to another party, and then it was at another party, and then they got paid to go to this party or whatever. And you mean to tell me you come out of that abused? Now, I do know that Diddy, and I got my feelings and reservations about Diddy. Trust and believe me, I do. I do believe that he's a derelict. I do believe that he recorded a lot of people. You know, Diddy has not been a kind person over the years to a lot of people. There's been a lot of stories. There's a lot of vitriol, a lot of acrimony going on with this guy. You know, I can go back to Tupac and East Coast, West Coast, you know, to find something that I really don't like about Diddy. But we have to be fair. We got to give, you know, jurisprudence in these situations. We got to let it play out, and we can't get caught up in the media madness. You know, and one of the main issues that I got with this entire thing is one man has never been an enterprise. I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it, and where you try to stick it. One man has never been an enterprise. You know, it is with the help of others. That's a key part to the RICO. Now, I want to hear, you know, the opening statements. I want to hear exactly what's said, because with the help of others, where are the others? And if that's the case, your RICO can't stick. If that's the case, the RICO that you charged R. Kelly with can't stick. And we got to fix this, man. Because now we got Smokey Robinson on the chopping block at this point. We don't know where Smokey Robinson is going. We don't know how this is going to end. We do not know how this is going to end. And it's sad to say that the media circus has kind of started on Smokey a little bit. But at the same time, it's a little bit different because they're finding it harder and harder to believe these things. I've been found it hard to believe that you can go over a person's house multiple times and allegedly get assaulted on multiple occasions, but you keep going back. And my biggest question has always been, when does the victimization end and the consent begin? Now, as I was mentioning, we have a lot of people whose names are starting to come up in these cases, and we're going to listen to some of the names that are possibly going to come up in Diddy's case.
Sex trafficking trial in Manhattan. Those names were on a list of possible people whose names might come up at some point during what's expected to be an action-packed 2-month trial. At the beginning of a trial like this, the jurors are given a chance to say if they have any sort of association or any sort of feeling about any of those people that would make them an impartial person or would make it so they couldn't judge fairly the case. The lengthy jury selection process has begun. It started with a panel of 50 jurors this morning. Diddy also got his first look at some possible jurors that may decide his fate. And he was able to trade out his jail outfit of a tan, drab clothing for his own clothes. He picked a dark blue sweater over a crisp white button-down. His hair, though, has been increasingly getting more gray in the 7 months that he's been locked up, because hair dye is not allowed at the Brooklyn jail where he's.
How they go try to play that man? You know, we know that man used Beijing. You know, he's in his 50s. You know, I'm 47 and I'm great. So, you know, what the hell? Come on. That's crazy. Leave that man beard alone and leave his beard out of it.
Staying. As a reminder, Diddy is charged with very serious stuff, including coercing women into what he called freak-offs. Prosecutors have called them days-long coerced sexual performances. His ex, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify. But look, we're just...
And see, that's what it is with the RICO. You don't have to, excuse me, really bring... all you got to do is bring a person with a gripe. And it's crazy to me because that's all you got to do is bring a person with a gripe to the situation. He's an asshole. He did this. He did that. And yeah, I tried to get all type of money from him, you know, for my pain. But I'm a victim. And from what I gather, you know, from, you know, rumor has it and allegedly, Cassie and Diddy used to fight all the time. You know, like she'd like stick him in the mouth. You feel me? So it is a really interesting situation when you get into how she's, you know, even testifying because, you know, she was with him in a long-term relationship. Long-term.
At day one of what's expected to be a long, 10-week-long, possibly, trial that could decide whether a man who was on top of the world just a couple of years ago will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Sounds familiar to me. And it seems like that it always happens to be, you know, one of the black icons that is caught up and and able to get got like this. They couldn't get Trump like that. And you know why? Because they charged an actual RICO. One thing I can safely say, even though Fonnie Willis absolutely sucks, is that she charged way more people in a state RICO than they did in two federal RICOs that I know about. And they upped the ante on us when it comes to that, because if that's the case, Harvey Weinstein should have had a RICO. He used Miramax to his empire and enterprise to get down with the get down, basically. And that's what we're looking at. And exactly right. They said that, yeah, he used to, they used to get down. Like, she walk up to bow right in the face. But ain't nobody gonna talk about that. They're gonna talk about one side of it. Definitely gonna keep it on one side because somebody got to be the victim, right? It can't never be even playing field, especially when it comes to a man and a woman. Can't be an even playing field. One of the reasons why we can't have men in women's sports. And I digress on that one. So if it's your first time coming in, I want to welcome you to Provoked Thoughts. I am Provoked Thoughts. And we are on a channel where thinking is not illegal. If this is your first time coming in, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you are on X, you can come on over to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, go over to X, Provoke Live on X, Provoke Thoughts Live on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. And I appreciate all the people who have come out on Twitch, on X tonight to hear me talk about this thing, okay? So we're going to go ahead and keep it moving because we got another little situation with a lame individual, it seems to me, that got a little acrimony, and we know why. We just going to play it, and y'all take a look.
Was a New Jack Swing superstar in the 80s. Now, Al B. Sure is using his second chance at life to fight for health equity.
After surviving a coma and liver transplant, he's an advocate pushing for real healthcare change. He's also exposing shocking truths about the music industry and recording artist Diddy in his upcoming tell-all, Do You Believe Me Now? It comes out this fall. Al B. Sure, though, is joining us this morning. Good to see you.
So good to see you.
You look good. You feeling good?
I am so blessed. We woke up this morning. We don't call it a comeback like LL says, right? Mm-hmm. This is updating my software. And I'm truly grateful to be here. And Roseanne.
Al, the last time you were here, you could barely walk up the step to sit down here. Barely.
You were my first interview with Cristal, right?
Yes.
When I was released from the hospital, and it was just, what an amazing journey it's been. I figured, look, when you get lemons, make Arnold Palmer.
So what are you doing now? How are you getting the word out?
Well, it's been an amazing journey.
You know what? It's actually cool that he's doing something positive, in his life and everything. And we're going to objectively listen to this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I hope it ain't too many men that sit up here and lie on another dude, or getting his feelings like that about another dude. But you can kind of understand, where he coming from. Diddy allegedly took his kid, basically. Raised him as his own. And then, to smack him in the face, had him remix the Night and Day joint. It's just all kind of stuff that's going on with that. But I digress.
Get the call from my co-founder, Ms. Rachel Nordlinger. We started the Health Equity and Transplantation Coalition, and we are advocating in Congress, fighting for equal access to quality health care, just focused, and my focus, obviously, standing in Congress and speaking in front of Congress, I've made it very clear I am not here for the politics. I'm not here for the next election. I'm simply here to save lives of transplant patients. So, so there's a focus there. We've had some success in Congress related to having people come across the aisle, because I made that clear. So this is a real life mission. There's no marketing in my life. Roseanne, this is the best time of my life.
You look good.
This is not, there's no hustle, there's no marketing, I'm living my truth, and it's time.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
Wow.
60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, so,
Because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yes,
What that,
I want to get into that.
What that process is. But so it's been quite a journey. And as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Sex trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were...
Wait a minute. So basically, he was getting accused and hemmed up by the police, and he ain't in no indictment. He ain't in no RICO. And they used to, you know what I'm saying? They used to hang and bang, allegedly. I don't know what type of hanging and banging they was doing, but they was hanging and banging, man. Let's keep it moving.
Hinting, saying...
Posting,
Yeah.
I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy, who's about to, his trial's about
Starts on
to
Monday.
start. Yeah,
Yes.
they're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was
Exactly.
in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix. And
Hold on, man.
Come on, Al, be sure.
Wait. Now, she could have had pneumonia and had walking pneumonia.
Shit happens. He probably doesn't understand how pneumonia actually works.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You could literally have walking pneumonia and be able to kick it, hang out, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden them lungs go.
Yeah, exactly. Why Al and Kim broke up. All of a sudden he want to jump in when it's time to get Diddy, and he want to bring up his ex-girlfriend's name and his baby mama in it.
And to be honest with you, bro, I had an uncle that died from complications with pneumonia, so I know it's true.
Yeah.
I know it can happen. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Hey, mute that. You got something playing in the background. There's some siesta going on next door or something.
lobby, Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me, participate in so and so, but I said, listen, I have no interest in speaking about another man.
But you are in the book.
Yeah, right. But this, I will speak about where our paths cross and what's most relevant, and something I've been trying to say for many, many years. And unfortunately, Roseanne, even with Sean being incarcerated, that's not a celebration. There's no celebration in it. First and foremost, there's way too much collateral damage, and in many, many ways.
And that's true, man. People don't even think about the other lives that get affected by a situation like this. where, artist or mogul that you were employed with or whatever, go down like this, and pretty much the whole empire is crumbling right in front of your face. I don't even know if Diddy's business is still up and running or whatever the case may be. I really have no clue.
Yeah, man, this is a very sad situation.
I'm with you when you're right, bro. I am with you, Muse. What's going on, Muse Black, man? Come on in. Let's talk about it, man. Come on.
Many people's lives are affected. And in fact, a genre of music that I grew up in is ruined right now.
You blame
Because you locked one man up.
You lost R. Kelly. That's why the genre's ruined.
He know that. Should Tank know that? Everybody know that. Everybody want to act like damn fools. I'm sick of this shit.
King R&B is in jail. It's ruined. They trying to lock up another icon. Ruined. They trying to put it in ruins. I wouldn't be shocked if they go and try to get Otis from the Temptations. Look, I wouldn't be surprised they ended up trying to go after Ron Isley. Brother, I'm telling you, it can get to a point where we all our artists from the 70s or the 80s and the 90s be gone. If this been going on, like they say it's been going on, then it's been going on. And what they literally trying to say is that you can't give an African American that kind of money and that kind of power, because they're going to definitely do something nefarious with it. And that's crazy. I don't believe that to be so. You know what I'm saying? We got Al B. Sure up here, and Al B. Sure was a, great person as far as in the music game and the songs that he wrote for people, and, Secret Garden and all of that. But don't get in your book and start telling the secrets that's going on in another man's garden. Please don't do that. Let's not do that. I mean, it is very unfortunate that we got Diddy in this jam like this. It's unfortunate that, they coming after Smokey Robinson like this. Now, one thing that I can safely say is that what you see in this situation is a media circus. What you see is, the media is doing whatever they can to bring sympathy and put that victim mentality out there. Even though he didn't claim to be victim, it seems as if he either know a victim, he's just something like that. He's just victimized somehow, some way by this man. And let's not be surprised if he don't pop up at the trial. He done talked enough to be brought in and questioned about certain things. But what did you know about his relationship with Kim Porter? Did he take your child? All type of foolishness they ask in a RICO case is absolutely irrelevant to the issue at hand and what is going on with this individual.
Where's the Me Too and Time's Up at?
It's now it's self-perpetuating, bro. And once it loses its legs, then they'll get out there and march again. I'm telling you. They find another a huge fish, and they put them on the line. They'll be out there. These are the same people that Black Lives Matter. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Yeah. So Muse Black, I need you to go ahead and come on in here for me, man. I am anticipating your take on this particular situation, and we need to chop it up about Smokey and all of that, man. We got to, because as it looks, they're not finna let that go too easy. Now if we don't hear about hear anything in regards to it within, if it go away in about 2 to 3 weeks, which is usually the timeline, before something else cook up, we might not hear about it for a while. But the way they're trying to do this situation is carbon copy the same way that they tried to do, they did Diddy situation, same type of way that they did R. Kelly situation. You got coercion. You got basically sex trafficking, especially if these are migrants. Especially. You got things that unsafe work environment. Paying under the table more than likely. Sound like racketeering to me. And they'll take Smokey by himself, try to get his wife to flip, and all of that. And of course they lose witnesses, man. They lost witnesses in R. Kelly case. They wanted to charge him with a person that didn't even show up. So, that's where we sitting with that. We sitting in the catbird seat watching it happen again. And basically we can commentate and do play calling on this one because, with Diddy, it's literally going down the same way. All these people gonna get up here and ain't nothing gonna make a lick of sense, I don't think. There's no forensic or physical DNA evidence probably to prove a thing. The only thing that they didn't do was put herpes on the man.
They showed up on R. Kelly.
They threw herpes on R. Kelly. And a lot of the things that came out in trial, was just not relevant or anything like that. And I'm almost certain. And you know what? He got some good lawyers on his team. And you know what else he don't got? He don't got YouTubers and bloggers and all of that going and talking to the lawyers and causing confusion and, all of this stuff. Causing lawyers to separate in the middle of the trial, right before the trial, and pretty much throwing a man's case down the toilet stool.
Yep, and telling the jury to find the man guilty. Yeah, Nicole,
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of debacles in that case.
They were all flabbergasted. That's why.
All kind of debacles. There will be, a lot of things is going to happen that I predict is going to be wildly familiar. And they got to get him out the way because I promise you, the Diddy tapes are very, very ridiculous and incriminating. They're going to try to get who they want to get. But it's going to be some people that's going to be excluded and eliminated from this situation for political reasons. A lot of Democrats, a few Republicans, a few of your favorite superstars and artists, and everything. This is what's going to happen, man. This is going to be epic when it comes to Diddy. And one thing that I can safely say is this. It all starts off with extortion. We're going to go ahead and get a lawyer to try to, get a settlement from you. We're going to go with this astronomical number so you can settle for a fraction of it, but you still settle, which makes you look guilty. Once a person goes public and violates whatever NDA they have, because you might as well make toilet paper and call it NDA nowadays. You'll see, them come out and do press conferences like you did with Smokey. Okay? And then comes whatever civil trial or however that goes down or dismissal or a payoff or whatever, then they'll raid his home. Then they'll indict because you can indict a ham sandwich. They'll lock him up, not give him bond, so that they can build a case with the man.
It's the same formula from 6 fucking years ago when they started this bullshit.
They will build a case while the man is in jail. Because the reason why they couldn't get Michael Jackson, the reason why they couldn't get Bill Cosby the first time, they had to go back and get him another time, is because of the simple fact they gave him bond. So they knew they can't get you bond because you can actually look for things and specific things to cohort anything that they say about you. They lock you up, and then it's superseding indictment after superseding indictment after superseding indictment. And then they'll go ahead and find the perfect judge. It's going to play with the jury a little bit.
Yeah, like and Donnelly.
They're going to play with the jury a little bit. Okay. They're going to, you know, let every the prosecutors get every objection, and they're going to overrule all of the defenses. They're going to disallow evidence on the defense side and allow every bit of evidence on the prosecution side. Unbelievable. They just, you know what? And they just greasing Smokey up right now. They ain't ready for him yet. Then comes the conviction of astronomical numbers because they've charged you with racketeering and conspiracy and affecting interstate commerce and things like that. Because if Diddy flew anybody out, if anybody crossed the state line, buddy, and it's in his logs of what he's paid for, my God. And all they have to do is say, when I flew in, I knew in my heart, my mind, that I was going to have sex. Wow. Muse. Can't nobody rip apart the unrippable, buddy. And I appreciate your support 1000%. You know, I think you get down with the get down. Now, the conviction comes, and it's an astronomical number. If you in your 50s and you get 30 years, you might as well chuck it up.
Yep.
Because it's racketeering. And they literally maxed R. Kelly out.
It's a damn shame. It's always when they get in their 50s.
Absolutely. 100%. How old is Shannon Sharp?
56. I'm going to be 57.
Okay. All right. You know, you've broken enough hearts at that time. And now don't nobody really want your old ass. So they just get down on you. They get down on you. Now, I don't know what the heck is going. Well, I got an idea of what's happening with Smokey Robinson. I got a little bit of an idea. And basically what I think is that these ladies don't want ICE to come get them. And they figure they can get paid on they going for broke.
Absolutely.
They going for broke. They like, we gonna get rich or die trying. We gonna get rich, and so ain't nobody gonna deport us. I don't know. It seems interesting to me. That one seems interesting because we have the extortion part of this one already with the astronomical number. Now they would literally, if they pop up with a videotape of him whooping on one of these ladies, then here we go again. You know what I'm saying?
Probably find a way to alter the shit and put another female moving around or something. I don't know.
Oh man. You can't bring me nothing no more, man. AI is real. You can't bring me nothing. You took a tape that didn't have sound on it years ago and put sound on it and threw it in a trial.
That's what's be funny.
And say, yeah, he said that. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I promise. I don't want to tell you how I know, but he ain't say that. You feel me? Like, that's crazy. You know, and for people to know that and actually, because there's people that know the consenting adults that was at the Diddy parties. Now, I don't know what he done did with children. I know that Diddy seemed very suspect in plenty of occasions. You know, I've seen plenty documentaries back in the day about the homosexuality in the music industry, and every one of them that I saw, guess who was in it? Diddy. Mm-hmm. Diddy was in it. And, you know, documentaries like that from back in the day never really hit the mainstream because of the simple fact that it wasn't making them no money. But now making the money is taking it away from the ones that built themselves up. It's all a big scam. Now, is Diddy a perfect person? Hell no. Did Diddy get Tupac killed? In my mind, hell yeah. But I'm a firm believer in people getting convicted for what they did. Now, if you sit up here and you brought Diddy up on indictments about Tupac murder, I'd probably be biased to the other side. Like, man, I bet you. And then old boy said he stood up and offered $1 million, you know, or whatever. You know, they had an actual beef. There's motive because Tupac was killing his record label. You know, I would love to see how interesting that trial would be. But you know, if the evidence don't mount up, it don't mount up. But they make this evidence mount up by charging people with RICOs and then changing, you know, giving fluky jury instruction. I mean, the jury instruction that they gave in the R. Kelly case was great. The jury instructions that they gave in the 34 indictment bullcrap case with Trump, them jury instructions was crazy. So a judge can make it to where, how the hell are you gonna say you can pick either one or two? Y'all ain't even gotta agree. Just find them guilty of something. Just find them guilty of something. I know we can find something to get this. If you know, if you dig in every corner of somebody's house, anybody's house, you're gonna find a ball of dust somewhere. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. If you walk through you ain't nobody's house dustless. So we really got to put this thing home. And what I really want to do, I kind of want to get into what Diddy's actually charged with, man. You know,
Interesting take.
You know, some real talk. We gonna look into that real quick. What he's actually charged with. Okay. And we're gonna take a nice, good, clear look so we can have a fair understanding. And we'll know what we know because we looked at it. And we ain't gotta even play with the idea of what it might be. So let me get the share screen going here. All right, so let me say, what are Diddy's charges? So Sean Diddy Combs is facing serious charges in Manhattan federal court. Here are the specifics. Charges of racketeering conspiracy, one count with which alleged that Combs used his business empire to abuse threaten, and coerce women and others. Heard that one before.
Yep.
Sex trafficking, 2 counts, which claims that Combs forced women to participate in day-long drug-fueled sexual performances known as freak-offs. Wow.
That's clear.
Transportation for prostitution, 2 counts. Now, where was they coming from? Because that could be a commerce thing too. Let's say, according to the prosecutors, Combs allegedly used influence and wealth to coerce women into unwanted sexual activity. Sounds familiar. Promised financial support, career advancement, romantic relationships to lure women into his orbit. Sounds familiar. Gave drugs like ketamine and ecstasy to women during freak-offs. Gave. That's that. Now that's a word right there. Gave. Interesting. Gave. That's one for the books right there. What you think about it? Gave. That's crazy. I don't know about y'all, but if you give somebody something and they take it, what in the world are we talking about here? Why are we even having this conversation at this point? Like, okay, so recorded sex acts without consent and then use them as collateral to silence victims. That sounds a little familiar. Displayed weapons to intimidate them. Now, they always putting a pistol in the room. Oh my God, I saw a gun, and oh my God, I just figured I just had to go ahead and do what they wanted me to do because I'm just nasty like that, and guns turn me on. What do you mean? If a gun ain't in somebody's hand, then that means it's open season. Whoever gets to the gun first. You feel me? Some of this stuff don't make sense, you know. And like I said, preconceived notions about Diddy, I don't like to do like that. I ain't never thought that he was the hottest thing on earth. I wondered why he was all in the videos and all on the songs, just like Suge Knight. And that's kind of interesting. Suge Knight in jail. The 2 producers of the East Coast, West Coast, hottest thing in the 90s, locked up. The king of R&B from the 90s, locked up. Ain't too many more people from the 90s. You got to get the hottest rapper from the 90s. No, they got to get a collection. You know, it looked like they're trying to get a collection, if you ask me. You know, like R. Kelly said, like a trophy, something of that nature. I got to send a personal shout out to my man if he's still on here. What's going on, big brother Noobs? I know you be out here working hard. You know, getting your house together, you know what I'm saying, you know, doing your thing. You know, I talk to Noobs from time to time, and he will be back on Provoke Thoughts. He got a lot going on. You know, if he hop in tonight, that would be nice, but you know, I'm sure that he's probably inherently busy at this point. So I'm not gonna even bother that dude. You know, and it's crazy because when you look at all of this stuff that's going on with Diddy, and you look at all the stuff that's going on with Smokey, and you know, you look at the things that may be looming for maybe a Chris Brown or anybody in the music industry. You know, I didn't see the Shannon Sharp thing coming like that. You know, was I surprised that he was out there freaking on a youngin? No, I wasn't surprised. It's not a big surprise, but at the same time, you got to understand what it is, man. It is literally, you know, when you in that industry, young women come after you for money. And truth be told, they're willing to do whatever.
Absolutely.
If it don't, they wanted to. Some of these women are batshit crazy, and they hold on to that shit. And then next thing you know, you sitting up in the courthouse trying to explain that you didn't take nothing from her. You know, while she crying and wearing Amish church girl's outfit.
And after that, going on and do a leg shake.
Right.
I was seeing that throughout this trial. I'm like, what the hell? Y'all want this man to go to jail, but y'all doing a leg shaking challenge, including Nicole. Fucking weirdos.
It's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. So once again, I do want to thank everybody who came in tonight for Provoked Thoughts. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm trying to open up a little panel here. So if anybody want to come in, I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link wherever I can so that somebody can come talk to me and talk to my boy Young Conservative about this situation. How you feel about it? Do you think that Diddy's guilty? I don't know, really, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm yet to see evidence, but I feel like that when you go with the route of Rico, it's a slippery slope. It's not fair, especially when there's only one person being prosecuted for it. So, that's my take on it. Point blank, period. And kind of a hard stop because there is no way that one man is an enterprise. Period. And you don't get a driver. You don't get none of the help, the handlers, anybody. You just go after the one guy because this is the big fish, and you don't even try. They're not even trying with these Ricos anymore. And the crazy thing about it is, a few of them people might end up testifying against Diddy because they threaten him with jail. Nobody wants to go to jail.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Nobody. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. So when you got an individual minding their business and Homeland Security pull up on you and tell you that you're gonna go to jail if you don't tell them what they want to what they want to know, and you know what they want to hear, you going to jail. So you spend whatever lie that you can in your attempt to stay out of jail. It's anybody. You want to avoid that box. You want to avoid them nasty showers and them 3 hots in the cot. You want to avoid all of that. So you got people that get ran up on. Either they make deals, and I bet you a few of the people that's on this witness stand done took plea deals because it's all too familiar. It is just all too familiar, and it absolutely sucks, man.
Yeah, they love to see. They love to do.
It absolutely sucks, bro. It's not even cool. Now, so check it out, man. If you're paying attention, I've been doing some rebranding. How you feel about the new logo?
Oh man, what a great upgrade, man. It was about time.
Yeah, new logo, new intro, new everything, man. I want to take a real new approach to this. I want to try my best to reserve judgment until I hear enough to not. Because I was, I've been on one side of a couple of issues, you know what I mean? And even though I believe that I'm on the side of right, especially, when it comes to R. Kelly, especially when it comes to who our president is right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, but I don't want to, I do want to offer adverse thought processes. I want to offer, I would love to have a left-wing person, with some sense and can actually talk without arguing and insulting somebody on my panel. I would love that. I would love to get the take of an individual that, sees things from both sides, can hold two opposing thoughts in their head. Because it just seems to me like on the left, it's kind of tough to find. like finding a needle in a haystack. And I do believe in a lot of different things when it comes to, um, what's a victim, how you supposed to call the police if you've ever been victimized about anything, and how is it that somebody can break in your house and you'll call the police quick for that, but if somebody break into your body, then you wait 20, 30 times before you say anything.
Oh, J-Rock, I don't think it's just about it ain't just about black music. It's more about the genre than anything else.
Absolutely. Jump on it.
Anyone can sing R&B, no matter what color their skin is. They'll still find a way to destroy it.
So I'm gonna take a brief intermission here because I want people to get who haven't seen it, to get a gist of the intro that I put together, because I'm sure that people haven't. So little pause for the calls for about 50 seconds while I go get my beer. Yeah, so we back again. You know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and do it. I like it. That's nice. And what you think about that, man? That's cool.
Yeah, rather the lead.
Oh, okay. Oh, track made by Promotion. Oh, snap. Ay, 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 ay. Ah, la, 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 la. It's going down over there, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man, your neighbors ain't shit. Oh, my goodness, man. So, pretty much, that's about it. When I don't get people all off in my panel like that, I cut it short because I do have a life, got things to do. Can't be sitting up here just talking about the same thing over and over again for hours, hours and hours, unless we really got something good going on. But at the end of the day, man, look, we're going to reserve judgment. We're going to try to have the honest, intelligent conversation. And we're going to keep it all the way real, man. No other way to do it. No other way to do it, man. We have done it, and we've been doing it for almost 2 years. And I'm very, very happy about that. On my channel, almost 6 years when it comes to the R. Kelly sector. Of course, I branched out of that and got really, really involved in the political sphere. That's just how I get down. And, we're going to make sure that, we talk about all topics, man. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. We got, Trump on his way to the Middle East to try to deal with a few things over there. We got peace talks with China popping off. And I'm just excited about the future. I'm excited about that because I do feel like the way that he's going after these judges, these rogue activist judges, is exactly what he needs to do. He almost needs to just run through New York with a bullhorn and say, "Come on out, judges, you're done." Because that New York judicial system is ridiculous. They worried about celebrities, and their whole city is riddled with migrant crime.
Yeah, they want out the wrong shit.
Because it's political. You got Letitia James. That is the the DA, and she's worried about prosecuting Trump for crap that she's done. This woman is the epitome of a hypocrite.
She sure is, man.
And think about this. She never said that she was innocent. She said that the allegations are baseless. Baseless and innocence are two different things, baby. And we're going to talk about that. Old Fanny Wanny Witless on her way down in a minute. Not only did you come after Trump, you played with Young Thug. You put him through one of the most ridiculous, lengthy trials of nothingness of all times. You wasted taxpayer money. You wasted taxpayer money on Trump. You went on vacations with your boo thing.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna never forget about that, and I'll never forget about you.
Yep, and seeing her walking with that same man while trying to get her daughter. And they weren't supposed to see each other.
Coming or going to some vacation at an airport, of course. We got Ann Donnelly that needs to get got. We got Kim Fox that needs to get got.
Oh, yeah.
Because these are the activists. Because
not really.
The Me Too movement is pure activism.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like communist, Marxist agendas.
It's pure activism where you can make anybody into a victim just by saying, ooh, me too.
Hey, me too. Shit. I'm saying.
You finna sue him for some money? Me too.
Yeah, let's sue about $50 million. Yeah.
Are they doing a documentary and they want you on it? Me too.
We get paid, we can get an award. Hey, me too. I'm in on it.
It's amazing how R. Kelly been locked up for 6 years. Ain't nobody tried to win to go get an interview from this man or nothing.
Exactly.
It's amazing that Bill Cosby has been free. And ain't nobody tried to go get an interview with him or nothing. Don't nobody want the truth. We ain't got real journalists no more.
That's a big problem. We got too many activists like Angela Rye with her dumb ass. We got Abby Phillips and others who acting like they don't know who these people are.
They just gave the wrong people a soapbox. You gave people who are entrenched in their own opinions and rhetoric than actually looking at facts and trying to figure out what's real versus what's fake. Whatever comes their way first, they believe it, and that's the biggest problem that we have of all. That's the biggest problem that we have in America. One of the reasons why they can propagandize and cut and paste you. Donald Trump, find people on both sides. We got R. Kelly, when you say teenage, how old you're talking, and giving fragmented statements to the public. Just like recently with Trump, they when they asked him about the Constitution as it opposed to migrants, he said, I don't know. I got a group of lawyers. I don't know. I got a group of lawyers that's going to, litigate these different things for me. And they took that, cut it and pasted. I don't know. And now they're saying, well, he don't know if he's going to support the Constitution. It's dishonesty.
Yeah.
In the media.
It's all propaganda.
Pure.
And it's like, you're not really a news station if you keep pushing foolishness. You're not a real journalist. You're not a real columnist. Will you push shit like that out there?
Not at all. I mean, and it's just pathetic because when you look at these indictments, when you look at everything that's going on with these people, it's holes all in it. It's holes in it. It's like you can't tell night from day. It's holes all in the situation. You don't know, what's from what, where the lie ends, where the truth begins, where the assault ends and consent begins. I hate these blurred lines, man. For real. That's crazy. J Rock, how you feeling?
What up, Derek?
Oh, how you feeling, man? Hey, you sitting on a brand new stage right now. How you like to look, man?
Oh yeah, I see you got that little flame in the back.
Oh yeah, we on one
Mhm.
right
Yeah, so you got the and then the animated avatars. All right,
now. Oh yeah, and what's crazy is that's exactly how I look. That's ridiculous. I was like, man, that guy look just like me. The eyes and everything. It's crazy.
wow.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny the things that you can accomplish out here.
Oh yeah. And
Yes.
you said something just a few minutes ago, saying that funny how nobody came out and interviewed nobody came out and interviewed Bill Cosby or nobody interviewed R. Kelly. Obviously, they're not gonna do it because see, if they give them a platform to speak and tell what's going on, it's going to destroy the narrative that's been put out about them. They can't do that
Yeah.
because that would be too much like right if they do.
Mm-hmm.
More money back and everything. They be like, oh man, like yeah, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah, because here's the thing: there's too many entities, too many people that are involved that are invested in their downfall.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Because you can't tell me that R. Kelly is the only man that gets arrested, but everybody else that's around that's involved to help construct the so-called enterprise, nobody else gets arrested. Nobody else goes to jail.
That's exactly how it went down, sir.
Mm-hmm. Same they're trying to do with Diddy. Who else name they bring it up? No one else's.
They say they gonna bring up a few.
They ain't gonna bring no few.
They ain't gonna bring up no celebrities. That was just to get a talking point going. Let's not trip out. We do got some wokies on the right, man, because they be investing on this shit too. I'm like, damn, y'all talking about following the law, but you can't see things from this point of view, and you getting your info from fake news, going buy that crap.
Right. Say the craziness of it all. It's crazy. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it, man. And I can't get over this smoky stuff because it don't even feel right. It
And see
feels
the thing with Smokey Robinson is this: anybody out here, if they coming at the Smokey, common sense would tell you what did they do with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby if they went to this level against Smokey Robinson. Common sense would tell you that. Would tell the average person that.
like I said, all of this stuff is connected. They tested out the Rico on R. Kelly and became successful. So since they were able to do it, what they did was they desensitized what a Rico really is to the American people. So when they hear, oh, he's charged with Rico, they don't realize that wait, this is one man, one guy. And they treating him like he's a 15, 20, 100 people. So they desensitized the word. They made it into nothingness and just another charge. But it's not just another charge because what that allows them to do is bring in evidence that has nothing to do with what's going on. Bad act witnesses.
And then it goes back to the point that I've been saying a while back. If he's supposed to be the mastermind of this whole Rico and he did this and didn't get help by nobody else, how has this man been able to maintain a 30-year music career that anybody else would damn near kill for? I'm talking to the level of when you had 17 studio albums, I believe is the number, and at least 11, between 11 and 13 of them have gone platinum. What?
Yeah.
Who?
And you have to think about this. Even with Diddy,
How they gonna run a criminal enterprise and then turn around and put out that kind of music and keep that kind of career together?
right? And the thing about Diddy is he's been extremely successful. All the artists that he's made,
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous, man.
And not them saying a dime.
I haven't heard one mute Diddy campaign anywhere.
Exactly.
Nah, because if you mute him, you mute Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, 112. You know, all the other people that he wrote for, Craig Mack, Biggie. You got, oh my goodness, you got all types of people that you are muting at this point. Muse Black, welcome to Provoke Thought, sir.
Blessings to you. How you doing, Prophet?
Oh man, I'm good to go, man. I'm out here. I'm rebranding. I'm doing a brand change on my channel, man.
You're doing. I'm looking at what you're doing, and it's phenomenal. Blessings to you. I like that 1,000%. Blessings to you. You conservative 96, Mr. Timeline himself.
Oh yeah.
Mr. J Rock.
Muse, what's happening with you?
In the
What
book,
did your brother Muse do, man?
you get this twisted when I say this. This is Mr. Timeline. Mr. J Rock. It's an honor and privilege. Always, Mr. J Rock.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this and get out because it changed a lot
Muse
of
is an
stuff.
honor and privilege to always be around and able to chop it up with you every chance we get.
I don't get on platforms. I don't do it anymore. I might put something in the chat here and there. I don't do anything like that. I had to really pull back and really assess a lot of stuff to really know if I'm going to continue to do what my gift and the calling is because of the attack and the critique and the really kind of pull out so I didn't even get on platform like this no more. Now, as
Hey, Black Conservative, y'all ain't kill that up now.
as support to Brother Provoke Thought, you know what I mean? There was someone who went on a live. This individual really laid out a perspective that I think with all that people are going to be hearing with this trial and whatever your perception, whatever you think you know, whoever you think you're attached to from back then, here, there, and all of that, is all good. Not going to touch none of that. However, it's a perspective that this individual brought about that when you and I'm going to paraphrase it, when you decide to get into this arena, when you make a conscious decision to do the groundwork in the words of this other artist, I'm not going to say his name, but you know what I'm saying, when you really get it out the mud,
Absolutely.
when you build it like that, when you get to that, okay, oh man, we need to go, hey, what you like? When you get that, you have put a lot of groundwork in. Yeah. If you're going to get into this, and be known worldwide, the way this has always been established.
Right.
Side note, there's federal judges involved, there's district attorneys involved, there's law firms involved, high influential political entities involved, even presidents, even cabinets, super wealthy. not talking about a certain artist that this, a certain actor that this. I'm talking about super wealthy. Prince Charles. I'm not even talking about Warren Buffett. I'm not even talking about Bill Gates. Super wealthy individuals whose name alone, when you get into that type of vision and notoriety and scenery, where people now are going to see, it's already established. These individuals had to come talk to you. Because you're not just doing what you think you about to, whatever your vision is and whatever your plan is. No, 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 no. This has already been cemented and well established. You just coming in and joining. So if we feel that we can utilize your name, your brand, your image for what our agenda and purpose is and will be as we go out, yeah, we'll consider that. But don't you ever think you got to a place where now you're going to bite the hand that fed you?
Right.
You're going to sue me? And not only you can do that, okay, cool, but you're going to take it to the media? I'm going to yield back on that and let that breathe and not touch that no more. There was an artist that did such a thing with a shoe company in such a way, and he stood on what his conviction and all of that was, whether you believe you don't know the ins and outs, you wasn't in no rooms, or, so forget all of that. Leave that alone. Don't touch that.
Right.
He did that in such a way that even prominent artists wouldn't even do a feature with this individual. So my point is, and I yield back, you sitting in the crib on your front porch, you sitting in with the community, you on your platform, I don't care who you is, you have no idea what these individuals' conversation is behind closed door. I'ma say two names. His first name that he goes by and his second name. I'ma say this one name. I'm not talking about the platform he was on or the podcast, whatever. I'ma say this one name. This individual did not just come out of nowhere. It's been always said. But this individual did a whirlwind when he spoke on this particular platform. And the two words I'm going to say that said this person is going to summarize what I said and I yield back, who really explained it, but nobody was ever listening. Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave it alone. Now, if you don't get everything I just said, I don't know where you've been living and what your agenda is and what your heart is, and I respect that. But if you really trying to understand what's going on, always remember what Brother Muse has always said. Always look at the picture behind the picture. Meaning, look at the spirit and the core. Don't look at what they present to you. Look at the real intent of really what's going on. I'm going to let that breathe. Because that is too deep for what I just said out of my forehead.
Hey, let it breathe, baby. Let it breathe. Because, boy.
I'm going on mute. And I'm done.
Hey, Muse. Every time you come around, I know it's going to be a good night, buddy. I'm trying to tell you. So, one of the things that I really want to, make understood from what Muse said. Cat Williams been telling us what's been going on the whole time. Just like Eddie Griffin been telling us what's going on for the whole time. It's tell, lie, vision. You feel me? They're telling you the vision in the form of a lie. What bigger lie than I'm a trans woman? What bigger lie than to say that I can play and be equal to women in a sport? I watched a softball player, a pitcher who was a trans woman, quote unquote. And this person
That's
leaps and bounds over her competition. This was the softball Nolan Ryan. Literally had one game with 14 strikeouts. Shutouts all over the place. Can't nobody even score against this dude. You know, you look at, you know, what is being asked for in that community, and it's absolutely preposterous.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Derek? It seems like they starting to use these transgenders as cheat codes.
So check it out. I'm getting to that. You know, I feel like there is a situation where you have people who know that they can't make it in the skin that they in, I guess, or whatever, and they had the opportunity to change it. But let's just keep it all the way a bean. That don't matter. Because I'm in the skin that I'm in, and I've been able to change my situations. I've been able to, you know, make things happen for myself. But, you know, you want to identify, because I think that, you know, people get caught up in the trend of it and the brainwash of it. And, you know, I just feel like that we're living in a world right now that it's a do as thou wilt situation. And that's why everybody is losing their minds over Donald Trump, because he's like, no, you can't do as thou wilt. You can't sit up here and say that you are a woman when you are biologically a man. No, you can't just hop over a doggone fence and say, I live here. No, you can't just scheme off the top, government, and take our money. No. Judges, you can't be rogue and be activists for a cause, because that cause is for you to skew the justice system in a favor that is not fair for anybody. No one. Miss Niecy Mo is in the building, y'all. And happy Mother's Day, Miss Niecy Mo. To you. She left and she's gone. I don't know. What did y'all see that? Am I tripping? Fellas? No, but anyhow, I would say that a lot of this stuff comes from what they're trying to do to men. Men as a whole are under attack and is full-fledged. Ain't nobody safe. I could use my job and my money to coerce a woman to be with me. So what does that mean? Am I a Rico by myself? Because I bought this woman gifts because I liked her? We ended up dealing with each other, didn't work out? Is this what's happening here? Because that's what I'm saying. And a lot of it is because of the weakness of men. It's because we done got soft. And everything is cool, and we want to be so close to women that now it's done messed up in your mind. Now you want to be one. Because I'll be honest with you, the black community, black women have advocated this shit.
1000%.
Not all of them, but a good deal of them. A good deal of them. A good deal of them do. Miss Niecy Mo, you back?
I'm back.
How you doing? How you feeling? Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm good. I'm holding on. I've seen it been better days. Hey, how you doing?
So you done jumped on. I know you've been watching. Do you see that I have gone through a brand change? Things to look
I see.
on provoked thoughts.
I see. I see.
I'm putting in the work. I've been talking about it, and then I decided to do it. You see, I got
It's,
my little cartoon guy that look just like me. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, the smile and
Who was
everything.
that said Niecy? Was that J Rock?
Yes, it was.
Hey Jay, how you doing?
Yes, you know that was me. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm
Today is your
good.
day
I'm
after all.
good. Huh?
Today is your day after all. I mean,
Hey, I accept it. I accept it. Hey, I'm just thankful. As my dad used to always say, I'm glad to be on top of the ground, and the ground ain't on top of me. So I'm good to be a part of the land of the dying on my way to the land of the living.
Absolutely.
Me too.
So I did not get what's the topic?
Oh my goodness.
What
Extort.
are the topics?
It's simple. And extort, indict, convict. The Me Too
Mm.
formula and the media circus.
Oh, well,
You
I seen some of the circus.
we are talking about Diddy's trial, which starts next week.
Hmm.
Robinson and all the foolishness that's going on. Absolutely 100%.
Did they finish up the because they had problems with the jury pool?
I think they might be done soon, but
Okay.
there's no way that this man could have a fair trial in that city.
No, 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 no one can have a fair trial with mainstream media and with social media and every other media. No, no one can have a fair trial. And as I've stated to you, Derek and J. Rob, um, public opinion is not the law.
Right. And that's the microcosm that we are living in. We have to fight against public opinion and scrutiny. And, anytime you think anything differently from the next person, they got to call you an idiot and
Hmm.
and, and
Hmm.
and oh, you this and you that, and we've dealt with this, and I can take these barbs. I can take
Hey, we can take it.
dealt
But
with it.
what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna silence me to make me be quiet based upon your opinions, because your opinion is your opinion, and it is what it is. But
Right.
it does not justify your opinion dictating how the law should operate. And I think that should everybody should have seen that just the other, was that yesterday, day before yesterday? All of the Democratic parties down at ICE wanting to,
Yeah.
run things. You
Yes,
can't do
ma'am.
that.
Getting
Know
hands
your place.
now, and the biggest problem that I got with that, Nisi, is you sitting up here and you capping it for these people, and you going all the way over to Nicaragua, and you talking
Hmm.
about, oh my God, Braylo kill more and probably gonna kill some more. Garcia needs
Hmm.
his due process. Really?
Hmm.
When all
Well, what about Diddy? What about R. Kelly?
we've been hollering about for the past 6 years is, where is this man's due process? Why is it that he can't get bond? What is going on here?
Hmm.
But you
And
you
I'm sorry. I never seen a such in my life, and it's deeper than what I think we even know. But I kind of have a feeling what the reason why they're spamming out. It has to do with money, because it always does. But I love my people like y'all love those people,
and you know
and
what?
because my people have poured into this country, they have given to this country.
Right. Now, one of the things that bothers me is that we sit up here and we got the issue down there. I feel like even Carmelo Anthony can't get a fair trial at this point.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nobody.
Even though I feel like that there is no way that anybody who actually ended someone's life should get any type of a bond at all. You ended somebody. You gotta sit,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta sit down. How can
Mm-hmm.
you get a bond? And that's definitely some flight risk.
But okay, how can he get a bond? How can uh the same guy, these CEOs that's got the same
Bond
case as Rob Diddy
never come
and
in.
Harvey Weinstein and whoever, y'all got these people got $20 million bonds each,
Right, right.
and
But
then now you're gonna say one of them can't withstand trial.
right. But I bet you one thing's for sure and two things is for certain. If they ever get to the point where they try to indict Smokey, they not gonna say he incompetent and can't stand trial.
Hmm.
They're not gonna say he too old.
No, and I need our people to understand if you don't stand for something, we will fall for anything. And I promise you, there's a lot of things that y'all know how I rock, how I roll, but there are some things I'm just not down with. I won't ever, don't ask me to be down with, because I'm not. And all the way to Pam Bundy. Pam, I'm sorry, sweetie. I love you. I do. I love you, and hoping and praying that everything that I'm hearing and seeing is not true.
She ain't vicious.
And something ain't right.
She ain't,
Something ain't
you
swimming in
know,
the water for me.
ain't vicious enough.
No, she ain't vicious enough because your hands dirty, sweetie. Your hands dirty. These people been asking for that Epstein case and filing you. They're finding stuff that you, yeah, you dirty, baby.
I don't think it's that she's dirty as more as she might just kind of be, I hate to say it, DEI. like for real, because look at it. Just think about it. Think about it. We were supposed to have a whole nother district, a whole nother attorney. It was supposed to be that one dude. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
And they roasted him to no end because he's a dog. He gonna be vicious, absolutely vicious. So they made Trump pivot on that. That's pure sabotage. They knew that Trump couldn't have the exact person that he wanted as the attorney, as you know, real.
But I'm telling y'all, there is some that hand dirty, baby. They got still pictures, videos. Dude said he going hiding, under hiding, that he got all the videos. And he said in every video and everything he got, they got.
Mm.
And you haven't released that data because you are part of the data.
Vote.
Yes, sir.
Prophet. I need pause for a minute because I'm about to get up out of here. But I
Okay.
need
And did
that
I
my
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I
yes, that
know. I
but
know
I'm
my brother ain't up in this house.
yes.
Yeah.
You didn't know, so you overlooked you was left. So I just need to let my presence. How you doing, baby?
Oh yeah. I'm holding on. I'm holding on, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And how are you? How are you?
I'm doing
We haven't
phenomenal.
talked in a minute. Yes. How are you? For real, for real.
I came in as a support to Brother Revolt. However, I don't appear on platforms or no more like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
I do share things in our group chat. I do continue to do that in my personal manner,
Absolutely.
but I needed to pull back because of the attack and the critique that was so excruciating because of what I was presenting, and in the
What?
nutshell, listen to what I'm saying, and I'm gonna say it like this, and then yield back and not even really unpack it. But I'm really about the heart of my message. If you summarize and put everything together, the one word that really subscribes me is transformation. I'm all about transformational healing.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
In this particular sector of social media, the way we have come to know it from what
Hmm.
we didn't know, when we didn't know in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s,
Mhm. Mhm.
even early
Mhm.
2000s. Now, if you're very not careful,
Hmm.
satanic entities
Mm.
moving all around and in and out of all of this
Yep.
social media. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
when no platform is on and we lay down and retire for the night and get back up to our daily routine, the one thing that we are always reminded of, being the best version that I was innately born in this life to become. Deal with my trauma, deal with my deficit, deal with my
Hmm.
unresolved issues,
Hmm.
understand and how to maneuver through this sin cursed world, and able to
Mm.
have discernment and wisdom to know not to get sucked in where it
Mm.
was me and drain me of my joy and my peace and my
Lord
tranquility.
have mercy.
I had to
Mm.
remove myself
Help, Lord.
because when I did come on, a lot of individuals was not even aware of,
Hmm.
because of how the holy anointing of the Most High God
Hmm. Hmm.
was using and transforming
Hmm.
and really pulling stuff that when I did say whatever I said, and I can't remember none of the things I ever said, the impact of that had the antennas of the satanic
Hmm.
that I was critiqued in
Hmm.
such a subliminal way that I had to be wise
Lord have mercy.
to step back and reevaluate.
Lord have mercy.
My purpose was what this is all about. Can I
Hmm.
contribute? If have I done my part? Was this just it? Do I need to pull back? And that's what
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
doing. So now and then I'll put something in the group chat that, that we have in the group chat. When I saw the text come with provoke thought, aka the prophet of our community, I said, okay, my schedule has changed. I'm on AM shift now. I have
Mm.
weekends that I selected.
Hey now.
So
Yeah.
that I could have been done that, but I've decided to do that now. As a few years now, I'll be moving out and I'll be retiring in a number of years. So at
My
this
God.
stage, there's been a lot of stuff going on, so powerful that the intensity of the demonic forces
Hmm.
has been awakening.
Mm.
So I'll say, as I yield back in this last point about everything we're talking about today, remember what I've always said, and I'm never going to let it go. Look at the spirit
Hmm.
behind whatever's presented before you. It's
Yeah.
never what it is.
Thank you.
When individuals of whatever caliber, whatever influence they have, social media, journalism, whatever, president, I don't care. When they keep pushing
Hmm.
to get attention and keep pushing
Hmm.
bullying
Hmm.
your attention to look at this and put it through your
Hmm.
algorithm. They're not just asking you on social media about, okay, put the email in there. They're not doing that for that. It's all about control and worship to reset your mind.
Preach.
It's a greater, deeper agenda to what side of political power you on.
Help us, Holy Ghost. Help us.
Now, it's all about what Big Mama and Pawpaw was talking about. If you look at
Yes.
read the Bible alone, I'm talking about those individuals who study the planet Earth.
Hmm.
I forgot the word, but you understand what I say. The second law that I'm talking about. If you look at those things,
Mm-hmm.
you study the second law, the earth itself, everything that's in the earth, food, the sun, the air, animals, the resources, the earth
Yes.
planet is dying,
Yes.
dying.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
even touching the Bible. I'm not even touching the Bible. I'm talking about those who don't even believe in the Bible.
Yes.
Look at what's the word? What's um thermo thermo the one who studied the universe and the outer space is just the word, you know what I'm talking about. It's three laws. I'm talking about the second law. And it deals with the energy. The earth is losing its energy. It's dying because of sin.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly what you're talking about.
I think it's physics, thermodynamics, or something like that. You know what I'm talking, something like that. The earth is dying. In other words, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that the earth is groaning.
Yes. Moaning.
Mm-hmm.
It's groaning. So yeah, stand up for justice, stand up for what you want. Do that at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Thermodynamics.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Thermodynamics.
That's it. The second law I'm referring to. That second law. It's three laws, but that second law is what I'm referring to. The earth is dying. When they
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, just give it to the universe," and "Oh, just whatever you believe, you just throw it to the universe." The universe is not eternal. God created it. He's the only
Mm-hmm.
eternal, the self-existent. The universe is dying.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the animals. The Euphrates River is drying up. Look
Mm-hmm.
at the
Yes. Yes.
disease. Look at people's heart is waxing cold. Look on social media. People doing things your brain can't even comprehend what you're seeing.
Hmm.
The groaning is dying while we sitting here playing around.
Hmm.
Keep playing with that unforgiveness. Keep playing with that unresolved
Hmm.
trauma. Playing and not addressing that deficit, that unforgiveness. You are, as an individual, responsible for your own healing and deliverance. It's a trick of the enemy to keep you bound. Why? Because you're going to impact his efforts for goodness.
Hmm.
So if I was an enemy, Satan, and I was in heaven, I was in the eternal realm that you have no clue and understanding of, and you bound with time, and I got kicked out of there and got placed
Hmm.
in time. When I've been to that particular dimension, I know a whole lot that you don't know, and I
Hmm.
know I have a certain amount of time that is over for me, and I'm looking around and told everything that you affect, you're going to burn up and pay for. Oh, I got to
Hmm.
trip people because if less people I got to burn for, the better for me.
Hmm.
So what do I do? Number one, that I get back on this point. Oh, I'm a musician. Oh, the father didn't take my gift away from me. Oh, so he kicked me out, and all of my flunkies, the fallen angels, come with me. Oh, so I can mess with all humanity. Okay, well, I ain't more powerful than the angelic host that remained in heaven. Okay, but I still got a little effect. Okay, but I'm still a musician. Oh, I'm gonna affect the music industry. I don't care if it's gospel or whatever
Mm.
it is. I'm a, I'm
Say
a.
it, preacher.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm a pervert the order of the family dynamic because
Mm-hmm.
I saw God talk about. Oh, he looks at the family dynamic as he do the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Oh, his church. Oh, is represented as a woman. He's the husband. Oh,
Hey.
I know what I can mess up and do. I don't care what political side you on. I'm about destroying the image that
Hmm.
I, which is humanity. I hate humanity. I'm the only racist that ever exists. Ain't no such thing as white supremacy. I'm the only hater because I hate humanity. Because he
Mm.
Hmm.
restrict God. He kicked me out and didn't give me the resistance like this. So I'm feeling some type of
Oh
way.
my God.
And I'm not going to stop until he take care of me. But I'm going to take a whole lot of
Help
people
us
with me.
now.
But
Ooh.
because of his divine order, because of what he allowed to make sure the angelic host, make sure everybody understood. Oh, you have some allegations about your father. Hmm. You were still permitted to go through the gates, even though you got kicked out.
Mm.
Why was that? Because of his justice of who he is. Oh, Christ the Son, the God the Son, died on the cross, came out of the grave. All sympathy from the position that you held was wiped out. Now they know you a liar. God is just.
Hmm.
He is faithful. He is true. Oh, but now we got to make a decision. Oh, we caught in the middle of a war. Doggone it.
Hmm.
That's love. Because real love takes its chance. Real love takes its chance. That's why the father didn't wipe you out initially, because the allegations that you spread would have looked like, oh, you might have some validity in what you're saying. So he had to
Said.
let it run its course. He had to let it run its course, like a parent. I know we get married. We talking about planning, having kids. We know, hey, that's why, and I get back on this one. If a man and a woman, before they get married, don't deal with their trauma, their
Yes.
deficit, that unresolved issue and their bloodline curses. When you have children, you spread that and spill that over to your seed. The
Hmm.
enemy is now waiting for that to snatch that influence. He don't care about you, adult. He wants the seed from that union that birthed those children. That'll be the really thing I ever spoke. Stop you back.
Hey, and I'm glad you did it on provoked
You
thought.
did that. You did that. You did that.
I couldn't sit back when I'm like, hey, let this man go
Something
real quick.
in the chat.
We're gonna let
In
this man.
the chat. Check that in the community chat, and I'm gonna come right back, y'all.
Okay, might not be here.
Yes, you will here. You'll be in here.
Hey, I be shutting it down. You know that, so you better hurry up.
Okay.
I got about 10 minutes. I'm telling you. Anyhow, yep, I'm finna get up out of this. What you talking about? All right, stop. Hey, Muse, look here, man. I truly appreciate you and everything that you do. Okay. Don't I for me in my thought process, just doing lives and being on the conservative side and Being on R. Kelly's side, I've taken so many barbs and so much persecution from people, with regard to, how I feel about how I feel. I don't, I know you're not the type of person that's going to insult anybody, or anything of that nature. You're rooted in common sense. And when you're rooted in common sense, you don't have to throw out random insults to get your point across. So I would say that, I understand the having to take a break and, take however long you need, but at the end of the day, you are necessary, to the conversation. And I just wanted to let you know that, and let you know that I do appreciate you, sir.
Um, I'm provoked off, and Lisa Mo, please pray for me on that because I've been rocking with God about that.
Absolutely. He gonna give you a bigger sword to go ahead and cut these fools because they
Yeah,
done call me idiots and I done been
yeah,
pedos. I done been
yeah,
some of everything running around
yeah,
here because I'm asking simple questions.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're definitely necessary, and you're definitely I'm gonna say not just necessary, you're needed, because with a word like what we just got now, we're not getting that. And I'm sorry. That's needed now more than ever. And literally, it's needed on every platform, whether you know the people or not, but it's needed on every platform. As you just stated, my brother, the world, the people are dying. And when you're dying, you need to know where you're going.
Hmm. The last live that
Yep.
I was on, Nikki Ball, and get out of here. I believe it was Zai, he was on, and I was talking about whatever I was talking about, and I alluded to. I want to remind you that what you said and your reaction been ringing in my head ever since. Let it breathe as I tap into your memory so you can recall what I'm talking about. And
Okay.
you wanted to share something outburst, but then you held yourself because of how I responded to about hiding and evading the calling that God put on my life. Pretty much summarize what I'm talking about. Let it breathe. We have another time to talk, Nick Mo. Just let that breathe. But what you said, I want to be transparent, Brother Provoke, because what you said vexed my spirit. It irritated me when you said that. Let that breathe.
okay.
Let that
Yeah.
please let
Oh,
it vexed
yeah.
my
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
irritated me down to the bowels of my soul. And the only thing I can say after that is what God talked to Isaiah about. Who should go?
Mm.
Mm,
He sent Isaiah, being who he was and what he was dealing with, what everything before him. Here I am. You have no clue when you say that. Because in the words of the late Derek Coley,
mm,
in the words of the late Derek Coley, the song that sums it up, he's preparing me.
mm. He's preparing me.
He's
Getting me ready.
I'm telling
he's pruning me. Do you know
He's
what the
pruning me.
pruning means? Everything got to
Mm.
be.
It's got to be purged.
That hurts. That process hurts
you. Yeah.
because, like you said, Brother Provoke, the attack that you're going to get because the enemy is angry
Mm.
because
Oh
he
yeah.
always saw in you God's gifting and calling. So what does he do? He tried to devalue the gift and send you distractions. Got to be careful with social media. It can be a distraction from your goal and your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of that. Speak up for that. Advocate that. Then I get all of that. But make sure at the end of the day, it don't take away from your core existence
Mm-hmm.
and your
Yes.
purpose that God wants you to do. Because like they say in the secular world, all money ain't good money.
It sure
Ain't
ain't.
good money.
Yep. Hey,
And I don't want it.
so check it out now. We've been diving into a few things, and I'm rolling right now. I got about another good 15, 20 minutes in me. So men and women's sports.
Mm,
Got a problem with that.
yeah,
Seriously.
I'm a year.
And it seems to me we discussed it just a second, and we kind of hit it and jumped off of it, but they hitting it. Let's go. Officer Tatum, shout out to you. Here we go.
Under any circumstances, it's zero, think that men should play sports against women. And if anybody have a problem with that, they're gonna have to get over it. Because I'm not gonna change.
Meet Marissa Roth.
Wait a minute, is that Charles Barkley that was rolling with Gail King? That sounds very conservative.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Mm-hmm.
Can you
conservative,
please go back to him? Can you go back to him again, please? Start
real
that over again.
sir.
I do not, under
Yeah.
any circumstances, it's zero, think that men
Okay,
should play sports
pause.
against women.
Pause. Do y'all see something that I see?
What do you see? Fox News?
No. I think y'all
What you see?
men pick that up. Y'all should see what I see.
I don't look at men like that.
We're talking about well, you may not, but I'm just speaking in general. A man that gets his eyebrows arched.
Right,
You think
right.
I'm gonna listen to him?
Okay, but I hear him trying to be on the right side of history. I hear you, Charles.
Mm.
Let's go.
And if anybody have a problem with that, they're gonna have to get over it. Because I'm not gonna change.
Meet
And who are
Marissa
you?
Rothenberger, a male pitcher absolutely dominating girls softball in Champlin, Minnesota.
And the pitch.
Hey, Tim Walls country, y'all. It goes down in Minnesota, huh? Okay, let's keep going.
Berger back in the fifth. Swing and a miss here first.
Did you see that heat that just came out this person's hand? I know y'all saw that. That
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
You see
yes, yes,
that?
yes.
That girl could not catch up with that. Look at this.
And the pitch. Rothenberger back in the fifth. Swing and a miss here first. 0-2 pitch. Strike.
You watch your daughter get striked out every time. You got grown men, announcers, dads that are just watching this.
Yeah, shout out to all the potatoes. Content, bro.
Synergy is actually live. It's 5 years in the making, which a lot of just straight quality energy without indictment on all of you lukewarm, sorry son of a guns that claim to be either Christian or you claim to be a real parent. How you let your kids be subjugated to something like this? How do you watch your daughters get their heads whooped every day? How do you watch this as a man? You got grown men, announcers, dads that are just watching this. You watch your daughter get striked out every time. Look at this. Roll the clip.
Meet Marissa Rothenberger, a male pitcher absolutely dominating girls softball in Champlin, Minnesota.
And the pitch. Rothenberger back in the fifth. Swing and a miss here first. 0-2 pitch. Strike.
Rothenberger, at 6 feet tall, appears to tower over his female competition. In this game,
That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Tim Walls, y'all. This Tampon Tim.
on May 6, 2025, he threw 7 strikeouts and shut out the opposing team. Apparently, Rothenberger's batting against average is .128, meaning opposing.
Wow. That's low. Ain't nobody hitting him. .128 is terrible. Major leaguers don't have that type of statistics. That is amazing. You got real live ball players ain't rocking like this. But this, oh man.
Opposing girl players only hit 12% of his pitches, which is considerably better than elite MLB players. He recently had an absurd 14 strikeouts in a single game.
That ball coming in hot, y'all. Man, look, grown man can't catch up to that. Niecy, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous, man. Oh, thank God for Trump. We finna get all this foolishness is about to stop.
But what's really ridiculous is men in women prisons raping women.
Right. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Look at this, man.
Pause it. Like, when people argue against this, what is your argument? It's always, think about this. If trans wasn't a thing, meaning that if you transition boy to girl or you transition girl to boy, it's not a real thing. It's no consequential difference, right? Right? You stupid, sorry son of a guns, right? This is what you saying? Why then, every time you see somebody balling out, strike the whole team out for the last week and a half, and it's always a trans person?
I'm gonna make this very simple for you, Dan. Men should not play sports against women. I'm not gonna get into all the bullshit that's going on out here in the world today. If anybody think that, I think they're stupid. I'm not, like I say, I support the gay community 100%. I support the transgender community 100%.
That's not 100%.
I don't support no gay community, period.
But he definitely ain't giving it nor keeping it 100. That, because if you support them, you down with this. You know their rights. To be in a woman's bathroom in a woman's space. And it's funny to me, you don't hear nothing about no women trying to be in no men's bathrooms. Have you heard that?
And they thinking that God only made women.
They tripping. That's that Lilith complex right there, buddy. That's the book of Lilith right there.
But I do not, under any circumstances, it's zero, think that men should play sports against women. And if anybody have a problem with that, they're gonna have to get over it. Because I'm not gonna change. I just think it's wrong, period. If people disagree with me, I'm good with that. Hey, we disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I'm not gonna call you names.
Unless it's like I voted for Trump. Oh, you're a fascist. And you're a Hitler.
Well, he better go start with his friend Gail King because she supports it all the way to the bank.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, it is what it is. We can agree to disagree, but you ain't 100.
Because that's just silly and stupid. But I'm never gonna think it's all right for men to play sports against women. And I don't even think that's controversial. That's the thing that's funny. Like some of this stuff make like when you see these debates on television, like, yeah, men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. I don't want to hear you try to explain it to me. No, I don't want to hear it. I'm not gonna argue with you. Men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. There's a lot of we can argue over. That ain't one of them.
What's the best pitcher in the league? Trans. Who's the fastest person? Trans. The fastest swimmer? Trans. The fastest high jumper? Trans. Long jumper? Trans. Cyclist? Trans. Like, wait a minute. Don't you see a trend here? The girl that's whooping everybody ashy elbows is actually a man.
Joanna man.
You will never see the trans people just being average. They always...
I'm talking about that dude was throwing about 90 miles an hour, man. That's crazy. That was absolutely ridiculous. I ain't gonna use too much of his commentary, but I did want you all to see that because I promise you this. We living in a world that's in upside down right now. And until we figure out how to, we got the right person in charge of our country to try to fix some of this and quell some of this foolishness and get us back to common sense. Well, like I said, one of the things that woke me up with R. Kelly, use your common sense. Just the simple, look both ways before you cross the damn street sense. That's it. That's all. But we know people don't do that no more.
Well, let me take it a little further with what he said. President Trump said. He said, "Well, what we gotta have to get back to is our Christian belief, because we have allowed other countries to come in and dictate how we believe, how we teach our children, and what we teach our children." So he said that's no longer gonna be. And you have left and right that's fighting and kicking against that because they don't believe in God. And it goes back to what you said, my brother Muse. Uh, we're dying.
Absolutely.
Everything that is alive is dying. Is dying.
I agree 100%. unlike Brother Charles, just can't keep it a buck. So on that note,
If you agree with, I'm not against homosexuality. I'm not, I'm down 100%. So if you 100% down with the homosexuality, with the gay community, you might as well be 100% down with all the community, with everything,
right?
because everything, all of that falls in the same category.
Because it ain't no such thing in this world as a halfway crook. Whenever you get to
How did you have a code?
No such a thing, no such a thing. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. It's been a couple hours. Got to get the life together for Monday morning, y'all. I'm gonna be watching this trial, and the way it looks, I'm gonna be doing a lot more lives than what I've been doing.
It's already started. It's already started the wrong path. But I thank God for our boy over from Georgia, and I have a feeling that our girl gonna be coming along later.
Right.
And we gonna see how they gonna really rock the house, because a lie can't stand.
When you got the media now questioning the actual Rico and the one-man enterprise, I'm actually floored by it.
Huh.
I'm actually floored by it, because now you want to be like, huh? Rico, one person? You man, look. So, we get, like I said, that's a whole nother place, a whole nother we gonna go ahead and end this live tonight. And like I said, I do appreciate everybody. Like I said, we did a little brand switch. I've been working on this for a minute, all done by your boy. I think it looks good. So we gonna go ahead and keep it moving. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. And I'm gonna be watching this. I'm gonna be watching what's going on with Smokey. I'm gonna be watching what's going on over here in the Middle East with Trump. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So just stay tuned. We're gonna be up in here and we're gonna make
did we get anything to the Supreme Courts yet
in regards
on behalf of Rob?
Not from what I've known about right now. No.
Okay. We'll talk about it offline later.
Absolutely, we sure will. But I'm gonna get ready because I got to go to bed, y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate everybody that came in on X, everybody that came in on Twitch, everybody that came in on YouTube. Like I said, y'all can go ahead and go back and forth between all of them. Give me a holler. I will be here. My people will be here, and we will go ahead and talk a lot of things out. We ain't gonna be able to change the world, but we might be able to change a couple minds, and that's all that really.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
On my way out, I'm asking for prayer from everyone, for my family. Just keep me and my family in y'all's prayer, and so that the devil can move out the way.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. And and one other thing, I feel like it's kind of funny that sometimes some things happen, and it's kind of strange because I got a video that came up on my feed, and it was titled 5 Most Dangerous and Evil Women in the Bible. And man, it kind of gave like a brief rundown on each. And I swear that at least 3 of the 5 described the women on Surviving R. Kelly and the women are going out to smoke.
Migrants.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
Migrants.
Exactly. Say that one more time, baby, for the people in the back of the bus.
Migrants. They worried about their immigration status, so they gave up all their
Can't speak a bit of English.
I'm talking about gave up all of their cookie and had husbands at home. I don't know about y'all. Sound like some BS. Mate. On that note, y'all, we gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We're gonna leave something for tomorrow, maybe the next day. Go ahead and enjoy this brand new theme song because it's lovely. I love it. All produced by your boy. All the artwork on that you're seeing in front of you, produced by your boy. So let's go.
How long before we start?